Well, Happy New Year everyone. We're going to prune the raspberries today. Well, Plate's going to be doing the pruning. These are the raspberries. You've seen me doing them last year. Well, those who subscribe and follow me. These ones are autumn fruiting in this row here. And the ones at the back are summer fruiting. And you prune them in two different ways, which we'll explain in a minute. With autumn root fruiting raspberries, you have to cut them right off near the base. I don't know, about 4 to 6 inches from the base. I think the reason for leaving 4 to 6 inches is so you can see where they are, but in our case we've only got a limited number and they're in this sort of old raised bed. If you got like runners like that coming up, you could dig them up, replant them, and that'll start a new plant because they tend to spread. There are two types of raspberries, like I said, autumn and summer. One's called primocane, and the other one is called floricane. I'd forgotten for a second there. And I'll tell you which one is which in a minute. Right, summer fruiting ones, that's the ones that are over here. They're floricanes. And the autumn ones are primocane. One, Plate's nearly done one. Cut it nearly all off to the bottom. We're going to keep the sticks for pea sticks for later in the year. I'm also going to get rid of some of these leaves and put them in the compost bin. Once you've planted your raspberries, they're pretty low maintenance. Just need pruning once a year. A bit of feed and a mulch to retain water. Summer fruiting raspberries, which are the ones over here, need to be tied into canes, which we haven't really done, well, because they were a bit little last year, so we didn't actually get around to doing that, but we'll come back to them in a minute. With the autumn raspberries, I don't think they need to be tied in, but I suppose they could if you wanted us to keep it manageable. Pruning raspberries is easy. The only complication is that autumn fruiting and summer fruiting raspberries are pruned at different times of the year. But in our case, we're doing them at the same time of the year, because the summer fruiting ones we should have done in August, late summer. I think the reason for that is so that you can see which are the old canes and which are the new canes. But well, I think we can spot that anyway. You have to prune these autumn raspberries when they're fully dormant. I'm hoping to be doing the grape in a minute as well. That's the same sort of thing. With the autumn fruiting raspberries, that's the ones we're doing here, they fruit on the current year's growth, whereas the ones over here fruit on the old previous year's growth. In this case, you cut out last year's fruiting growth and keep the new growth that has not produced any fruit. See, we're getting some pea sticks, quite a few of them. We'll bunch those together and hang them up somewhere to dry. Also, in the case of the summer fruiting raspberries, you want to cut out any weak growth, just keep the stronger canes. Another thing with raspberries, I was sort of touched on just now, is they send out runners. You see that one there? You can dig those up and transplant them so you can propagate the raspberries. But as you can just see, they're very invasive, so they tend to spread in a plot, so you really need to dig them out anyway, just to keep it all under control. Right, Plate's pruned all those off. Where did you put the prune in? There they are, just under me little shed veranda thing. I'll probably tie them together in a minute and let them dry off, or stick them in that bin actually, couldn't we? Now we're starting on the summer fruiting. Just taking out, as you can see, the difference in the colour. I'll try and show you. Plot hands me that bit. Oh, I had tied them in.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think I had, did I?
No, I think I did it.
If you have a look at this, it's sort of brown, light brown. Whereas if you have a look at this one here, he's like a darker colour.
And he's got buds.
And he's got buds, so she tells me. So that is a new, last year's growth, which you'll get the fruit on. And this is the previous year's growth that had the fruit on, which had last year's fruit. So that's an old cane that you cut out, and those are new canes you leave behind. We're also going to take out any weak bits like that, that little small piece. It's a frosty day today, and we've just had a power cut. Oh, we were coming down the allotment anyway, so it's quite timely. But it's quite warm in the polytunnel. I'll show you the temperature in a minute. So this is another, this is one that's got to come out, which had the fruit on it last year. And this one is the one that's staying, which will get the fruit on this year. We intend to mulch these with a bit of manure. I'm going to give them a little bit of feed, but it's a bit too early really. But if we're going to mulch it, I thought if we mulch it first, the feed will be on top of the mulch. It might not get down to the plant. So we're going to just put a little bit of feed down, fish, blood and bone. Nothing aggressive like Grapevine. Nothing. Right, I'm gonna have a go at pruning this grape now. It's early January. Is it January the 2nd? Gonna cut it back to about here, in between these two bars. Sunlight coming in your eyes now. Yeah, it's freezing cold out, icy. But it's sunny. Temperature up there. Don't know if we can see that in the polytunnel. That's 15 out, 17.5 inside, 57% humidity. I'm going to take off most of all those little shoots down there and all the way up here. I'm probably going to cut this one back, this side shoot back here as well. I had thought about letting a shoot come out of there, but I think I'll let one come back up from the bottom. And little side shoots like this, I'm going to take back to two buds. There's another one there. And a couple down there. Now let's go and get the secateurs. There's a couple of little shoots here. I'm going to leave this one, I think. And though this one looks a lot stronger, he's sort of growing out sideways. So I'm going to cut him out, I think. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I've never grown a grape. So let's take that one out. Leave that like that. Cut back a few of these other bits. This one here I'm going to cut back to two buds. I don't know if there might be a bud right at the bottom there, so that might be the second one. So what I'm going to do is cut right through that one there, like that. Any little scraggly bits like this I'm going to take out, which are leaves. That's a little weak bit there, so let's take that one back to two buds. It's not very strong anyway. There's a little leaf one. Won't prune any of that down there because I'm going to take the whole thing off. So let's decide where we're going to do that. Well, that's around about halfway. So I think I'll go through that one there. And that bit I'll get rid of. Down there. Carrying on along. These are like the leaf bits, I think, so they can come off. Leave that little bit. Now we're up to a thicker bit. So I think there's a bud right at the bottom of there, near the stem, and then there's this one, so we'll go through that one. And there's one going out this way as well, but I think I'll take that one completely off there. And there's one going up through that way. Not sure what to do there. I think I'll leave this one. So cut him off at 2 buds. I'm not sure about that one there. I think I'll leave him at 2 buds as well. This shoot here is where I cut it off last year, and it sprouted up just down in there and grew all that length along the tunnel. So I'm just going to tidy this up a bit. Like I said, I'm going to take this one off. Cut it right off to the stem, I think. This one here, I think I'll just do the 2 buds, but I don't really think I can do it. It looks a bit weak, doesn't it? I think I'll just do the 1 bud there. Well, whatever that is. So that's about it for the ones going on the top. Now I'm just going to have a go at all this lot down here. I'll come back to you, I think. I've done it. It's a bit hard one-handed. Now that's the grape. I'll chop back. I've left a few bits down the bottom there because I said I might run another cane up from the bottom there. Anyway, you can see I chopped all the bits off now. All the way up. And I've cut it in half and I've taken it down off the wire, because what I've read is that if you let it bend over a bit like that, it encourages the buds to break out open, and then in the spring I tie it back up again as it starts to grow. But like I said, I don't know nothing about grapes. So this is all trial and error, and I've just put a bit of string out there just to support it a little bit and keep it out of the way, just to keep it off the ground and out of the way so that we don't knock it and break it. Actually, there's a shoot there I missed by the look on it. I need to cut him back. I'll just show you what I was on about with the 2 buds. If you look right down in there, see that bud? That's right by the cane, and then you come back and there's another bud there, so I was counting that as 2 buds, and I was actually chopping it through on the 3rd bud, which is what I'm going to do now. See, that's on the 3rd bud. The first bud up there near the stem, one more, and then the 3rd one where I'm going to cut it. So there, like that. And the reason I'm doing that is because if it gets a bit of dieback, hopefully it won't affect this bud. Plate's collecting some manure to put around the raspberries. Looks really good stuff. It's been there a few years. Well, not there. Used to be over there. And now it's over here. Looks good though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go and see what she's done. won't need too much. Well, it says you can do it at about 4 inches, Carol. But I think that's plenty in it. There you go. She's done the autumn fruiting ones. Here she comes with the next load. Probably put too much in, making it heavy work. Can act as a weed suppressant as well as keeping the plants moist. Certainly makes it look tidier, if nothing else. Happy New Year to everyone. Cheerio and happy gardening.